Go round the rise, say, Amama Seta, Ashudu, Ashute, Ashu on. Vibrations every bucka. May your mind, buckas, and souls be old. May your omits be sound. May your buckas be 11 off ground. When we keep to the breath, the orth, the Mathor, the Seon, the soul of Ra, guides and keeps you all. Ayanma, I say Ra, Ella, E say El, say I, Christ or A, Chaplain, Tata, Amen Ra, the sound Messiah. I am my truth awareness, true talk can be a part of the greatest transfer of Ma'el, that's intelligence, Amenology to Angodu. This is sound logic, and with all being offered to you, being a fool is absolutely your choice. To Ray is Ray 1893. This is the Mathorian Kagodora update, where we're bringing you back to the year 1893. Very interesting on the Gregorian ledger. Today is December the 25th, right? So just think about this for a moment. Just think about this for a moment. The year 1893 is associated with Ray 1893. That's happening on December the 25th, 2025, right? So what we're going to look at now is another reminder how and why it's extremely important, okay, that we engage in the battle that I know you all were not wired for, or most of you, okay, and a lot of you have given up your rights to make a sound when necessary, okay, you could only make noise, but it's imperative that something happens, that something occurs where you're able to do what you know you need to do, and that's go to Google or Apple or download this Kagodora app. Or even better, you can go to amenra.com. We just added a new variant. We have the desktop Kagodora now. Okay? Pretty cool. We're adding that to the printed wall version. All you got to do is go to amenra.com, and when you get there, it's going to take you right to the catalog. On the front page, you see all of our apparel, the books. It tells you all about the Kagodora. And you have your two options. We're going to have the poster up very shortly. So you'll have the printed wall, classic calendar style. You have the desktop. You're going to have the 18 by 24 inch poster. We just found a US manufacturer we had to purchase, and at the time I realized that the poster was being produced in the UK, and so that doesn't need to happen. So I stopped using that supplier, and I found a US supplier, and I'll be posting it very shortly. And of course, go to Google, go to Apple, get the Kagodora app. That is what is very important, that you get the time sequence. All right, so let's look at these events that's happened. I had a brief scan of it just shortly before beginning this video, and it's just genius what this Kagodora is and what we're doing, because on this day that we know what it stands for, okay, ushering in, you know, their falsehoods, and we know, you know, that you know, they like to use the number 7 to usher in new things, okay, and so when you have 2 and 5, that's 7, and you have 2025, okay, so they're going to use the 2 and 5 for that year anyways to give you the 7. So anyways, like I'm saying, forging numbers, we're dealing with numbers that we don't have to forge, and we're finding results that we can purge, maintain in the void, without voice, without say, without thought. Let's begin. The overthrow of Hawaiian Kingdom, January the 17th. Hawaii, U.S. Marines land to support American settlers to overthrowing Queen Likwalani, effectively ending Hawaiian sovereignty. And what do we have happening now? Okay, we got a date, January the 17th. I wouldn't be shocked. We have, the U.S., we have Russia, we have China. Everybody's in the Caribbean. Okay, they're trying to make it look like it's just all about Venezuela, but we know the energy of Ra is going back to its soil. Okay, I'm the one who broke it down. Nobody else on this planet's making that claim. Okay, I'm the one who broke everything out. Just go get that book, 99% Nigors are clowns. There's a little note that I will expand on. Tells you all about that we, the Baccarat, ends, that you call the Kara Ba ends, the Caribbean. That's all Ra. Okay, it's the Ra. All right, and so that's the only reason why military's there. That's the only reason why, because that is the stronghold. That's where the energy, that's the source genetic codes right there. Okay, you got that. So we're definitely this overthrown of Hawaiian Kingdom. Any rituals, anything attached to reigniting that and using this past in the present. For instance, in Venezuela, is absolutely negated. Absolutely negated through the awareness and the observation and the witness. Ivory Coast becomes a French colony. West Africa, France formally declares the Ivory Coast a colony. We've had a lot of takeovers in that year. And like I said, 7-7 is the usher, the new beginning, right? The new. Mahatma Gandhi arrives in South Africa. Gandhi marks the beginning of his 20-year stay where he developed his philosophy of nonviolent resistance. Well, that's good. We want some of that energy. That can return. We need some of that energy on the 1893. It's happening on the Gregorian 2025. The World Columbian Exposition, a massive world fair celebrating the 400th anniversary of Columbus's voyage. It showcased industry progress, influenced architecture, and introduced foods like Cracker Jacks and brownies. Chicago. Oh boy. The World's Columbian Exposition. Yeah, showing off the bounty. Showing off of what was captured, not what was created. Okay, there's a big difference. Okay, a huge difference. And we're definitely not using that energy for their so-called digital takeover. Because like I said, the greatest transfer of wealth is intelligence. I'm the founder of that statement. That's my slogan. I say that. Okay? That's what I say. All these bogs, because that's what they are. They're bogs. They keep things stagnant. You got all these things like they're producing. You couldn't even have one person among you, one linguistic, anybody among you, one verbalist, nobody. You couldn't hire a rapper. You couldn't hire AI to come out with that slogan before I came out with it. The greatest transfer of my wealth. It's wealth, but I'm into Angola, so I can slip into my wealth. Okay, that's my slogan. The greatest transfer of wealth is intelligence. Okay, that's me. That's me. Since 2018, I've been saying that shit. Okay, that's why nobody else can be fucking. Why aren't these big politicians? Why ain't they saying that? They're saying the greatest transfer of wealth. They ain't telling you it's intelligence. Why not? They got AI. Why can't they say that shit? Pay me. Pay me. The panic of 1893 began in the United States. The stock market crash triggered a severe 4-year economical depression. Well, if you are keeping track of the crypto shit shower update, where we remind you that the blockchain is not a financial umbrella that you can hold and prevent a shithead, you should be knowing what's up, and you should be totally prepared for any way the stock market moves, especially when it crashes ends. I already called, and it might not even be done yet. Okay, we got her down to 80 grand, and she's looking like she's staying within range to finish off that order. Okay, that order. So we don't want any of this manipulation of the 1893, because we know 100% you have all these excuses for getting together and having rituals and everything else that's going with it. And we know their wizards and their warlocks are conjuring up the past to be present. And it cannot happen. It will not pass. It is already done just by me. Like the Pope likes to say, he's the vicar of Christ, I'm the vicar of Ra. How you like that, Drakes? Okay, none of this is happening because I'm the witness. It's my signature. I ain't signing off on this shit. Okay, there's nothing can be done about it. That's why you all need to support. Get the Kagodora, get its signature in the ether, give it power, get a sound environment back on top of the soil. Okay? First U.S. Open Golf Championship. The New Zealand grants women's suffrage. New Zealand became the first self-governing country in the world to grant all women the right to vote in a parliamentary elections. Corinth Canal opens. The canal connections the Gulf of Corinth with the Aegean Sea is completed after 12 years of construction. France creates Laos. Following the military incident, Siam, Thailand, cedes all territories east of the Mekong River to France via treaty, leading to the creation of the French Laos. Notable political and territorial changes. British protectorates in August. The Ibadan area became the British protectorate in what is now Nigeria. Interesting. Global politics. Europe, Belgium enacted universal male suffrage after a general strike. Germany saw small anti-Semitic parties gain parliamentary seats for the first time in federal election. Technology and cultural developments, transportation milestones, the world's first electrical overhead railway, the first basketball game, recorded college basketball game. Remember, we read yesterday that they had the first private basketball game. So I guess the year later they had the first public college basketball game, April the 8th. Birth of an icon. The song that would become Happy Birthday to You was published by sisters Patty and Mildred. Yeah, more theft. A royal wedding. The future King George V of of United Kingdom married Prince Mary of Teck. The 1893 World's Columbian Exposition. Already read on that. Let's go to the Mathorian Kagodora. You can see we are in Ra, so that means breath is being irradiated to you. Breath is thought. And you are to then take that thought and irradiate that thought upon things that you have sowed, that you want to become Ma, Ta, or that's made from your thoughts. Okay, from the motion of your thoughts. Okay, you can think, but if there's no movements behind those thoughts, nothing is coming of it. Okay, we got the 3 in the gematria, so we know this is the half. This is the half of the infinity. Remember, from 1 to 9, for us souls, sound beings, the Bakas, the Tara Els, the Enazi, the Mathorians, 1 to 9 is like a power bar level, right? 1 is the lowest and 9 is the highest, right? And so if those twin suns up there are like 2 balls, okay, and they are building up their ejaculation, okay, and when it reaches 7, 8, 9, that's when it comes to us. Okay, you got that? Okay, 7, 8, 9s on the Kagodora, you know you're going to have increased electromagnetic field activity. It's going to be increased. Okay, 1 through 6, you're recovering, you're priming the pump, you're building up. Okay, so we have all the sound command codes to keep you psychologically in rhythm. All right, we're on turn 43. We're only a raise away from 1900. So big expectations, people. Okay, big expectations. House is being turned over. Okay, house is being turned over. So we're going to see a lot of new ways of doing business. New ways of life, of doing life. All right. So this is the Mathorian Kagodora update, reminding you to go to aminra.com. Okay, go to aminra.com and buy a printed, look, $14. Like, this is a joke. This is absolutely a joke. Okay, you can't buy a bag of chips and a pop. You're going to have an etheric tethering now. This is proof you're with sound. Okay? This is proof you are etherically and energetically separating yourself from the energy that's bringing us down. It's the first line of battle, is dealing with the energy. Okay, you're physically forced to focus on these physical things, these physical people, blah, 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 blah. You need to deal with your energy. You don't need any permission except for your spiritual permission, which you're having problems with. You want to make up all these excuses. You can't hear me. You can't see me. It doesn't matter if I comment, direct message you guys can't hear me. You can't respond. That's very sad and pitiful. Very, very sad and pitiful. Okay, but anybody who can hear me, please. Okay, let's do this. This is bigger than what you can even realize. Okay, for you to do something like this. Okay, there's no beings from outer space going to present us with the new timeline. Okay, there's no gods, no kings, no other beings going to do this shit. This stuff was prophesized, people. You gotta see it for what it is. Everything I am doing has been prophesized in the Bible. The only difference is that they made everything that I have physically done and I'm going to continue to do. They told you that this is the works of the devil. Okay? Yeah, look at it like, let's just be practical here for a moment. Okay? You have the Bible supposed to be about God. Okay? It's supposed to be about God and how to keep God's kingdom. Okay? So at some point, right, they make you believe through confusion, okay, that a being is going to come here to this planet with his army, and they refer to them as locusts, okay, those grasshoppers, all right? They're going to be able to sting you for some time. So not kill you, but, pretty much torture you, okay? So this very same being is going to change the times and the dates. So who is that threatening? I'm asking you a question. Right? Like, if we are under God's time, like if everybody's saying God, 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 so God created this, right? So that means that the being that's supposed to come is supposed to be against that God because he wants to change God's time. Or does he want to change it back to the way it was? And perhaps what is here is what changed things from sound environment to a dead environment. Okay, all of this blasphemy that they make you think about, no, the blasphemy is when, through sound logic, you can defeat any logic, okay, about anything being a creator or anything. Okay, that is what is being protected through the term blasphemy. You understand this? Okay, so you got to give it up. You got to forget about all that shit that you're dealing with and come support the sound Messiah. Okay, this is a true timeline. It truly, I just can't explain it enough. Okay, you got to experience the shit. Okay, you got to experience the shit. All right, so get to AmonRa.com. Get the printed version. Either one, you got choice. You're going to have a poster version coming up soon. Go to Jesus. You could actually get the file for free. Okay, and you can print it. Take it to your local printing shop. Okay, print it there. Okay, you can send me some images, make a custom Kagodora. Okay, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, we need to get people on this shit real quick. Okay, real quick. So that we can engage in the etheric politics. Okay, the shit on the ground that they want you to pay attention to, but the shit in the ethers that we ain't doing. Okay, and they want to make sure that we're not doing it. Okay, but everything that I've done is part of these choices. You have people, going around saying that they're galactic, this and like, you guys are so stupid. You're not even on my level. You can't even resonate with me and telling people you guys are higher above and higher. Like, this is stupid. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. There's like little chance. Because you guys all love this low vibrating shit. You just can't, like, interact with sound. Okay, so something needs to happen, people. You need to happen. Go to Google, go to Apple, download this Kagodora app. Go to Jesus.com, sign up, go to AmonRa.com, get access to the erectionary.com because you know the words in the dictionary die your erection. Okay? We're going to teach you to Angodu. We're speaking motion.